All right, welcome class. This is week 8. We're going to, well, as you see, we a little bit late today, but this is have a special event. We have a singer. Okay, so let's go ahead and start it. Dr. Do, he just arrived. So who's come first today? Today we will talk about treatment plan. So I saw some of your video online already, and I'll put some comments on that. But Dr. Jean already have some input, some comments. This is week 8. That means you guys are almost finished. You finished 2 talks already. So you 4 more weeks. And this today's class, I like to make sure that you will deliver a treatment plan, clear, simple, but also understandable to your patient. You will come up with a problems and you will tell us what treatment plan you would like to. Who would like to go first? All right, good. I said you can pick any of us, me, Dr. Do, or Dr. Ho. And please speak loud, clear, and slow. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to talk with Dr. Winter.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. What would you like to present today? What treatment plan?
I want to talk about treatment for Kawasaki disease.
Kawasaki, okay. Well, before that, I like to make sure the entire class, whenever you present to a seminar or a conference, try to say I like to instead of I wanted to. You guys know the difference? When you say I wanted to, this is a personal level, like husband and wife, like I want money. Okay, if you working like you want your husband give you money, you say I want money. But if you are talk to your colleague at a professional level, like between you and me, or go to a group, I strongly encourage you to start with I like to. Does it make sense? So you say I like to present a topic today, not I wanted to. Okay. Okay. Go ahead. So why don't you tell me about your patient and what is your plan?
Hello, Doctor. Hello, Mr. Win. I'm I'm pediatrician at the cardiology department, and today I want to talk about your son treatment.
Well, thank you, doctor. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm so glad. I'm waiting for someone to tell me how you gonna treat my son. Thank you.
Do you know about your son disease?
Well, I don't know. It sounds like some Japanese name, and the only thing I know about Japan is Honda or Toyota, and now it sounds like a Kawasaki. What is that?
No, Kawasaki not a kind of motorbike. It's a disease.
Okay, it's a disease. Okay, okay.
It's inflammatory condition of a vessel in the body.
Okay.
And your son has acute Kawasaki disease. And now I will plan treatment for him.
All right. Thank you.
Yes. He needs to be used medication right now. This medication can reduce inflammatory and reduce the symptoms such as stop fever.
Okay, so what medication is it set to my son? So what medication are you going to give my son?
This medication have name immunoglobulin, and this medication we will infuse intravenous for about 12 hours.
Wait. Did you say immuno something? What the heck is that?
Immunoglobulin.
Okay.
Immunoglobulin. It's a kind of medication. It will infuse by intravenous. Infuse.
What do you mean by infuse?
It will take his body by a vein.
Okay. So basically, we're a line, right? There's a line that you put the medication in.
Yes.
Right. I mean, the name sounds very technology or very advanced. Is it a good medication?
Yes, it's a good medication and it's quite expensive.
I don't care about money. I have a lot of money. So.
Yes, I know. After single dose or 2 dose, your son will stop fever, and after that, we will take care of him in hospital for some day to make sure he safe. And after that, he will take other medication by oral.
What medication?
The name of medication is aspirin. It's,
aspirin.
Yes, it's active inflammatory.
Wow, is that the aspirin that my father is taking for his heart? Is that the same medication? My father has heart disease and he's taking that medication. Is that the same medication?
Yes. It's the same, but he will other dose. He will take other dose.
Okay, you mean smaller dose, right?
Yes. And after 2 weeks, he needs to come back hospital to exam and do some test. Yeah.
Okay. So you give me some. Okay, go ahead.
And I want you to know the most severe complication of Kawasaki disease. It affects his heart.
Really? Wow.
Yes, but now we had take heart ultrasound, and his heart is normal, but he needs to be come again to check to take after 2 weeks.
Okay.
And
wow.
And he needed to follow up for 2 years.
2 years. Okay. All right.
Do you have any?
You going to give my son? Go ahead. What else? You want to give my son something else?
No. Do you have any question?
Well, I'm not sure. It's immuno something. It's an antibiotic, right?
Sorry.
Now you say immunoglobulin, right? Is that antibiotic or some type of antibiotic that kills some bugs?
No, it's not an antibiotic.
Okay, how does it work?
Mechanism of the it's a kind of anti-immuno medication. Anti-immuno.
Anti. Okay, you confuse me. All right, time out. Class, anyone would like to come up?
So in that case, you have to explain the mechanism of the disease and the way.
Yes, my name, I am Dr. Thùy.
Okay, Dr. Thùy. Yes.
Yeah. Hello. I will explain gamma globulin. This is immune protein. This one of kind antibody.
Okay. What is antibody?
Gamma. Name gamma.
Okay, you talking English? Gamma something. It sounds Latin to me.
No one now cause of Kawasaki, but they but Kawasaki disease can release inflammation, and gamma globulin is the immune protein. It can lower the risk of inflammation.
Okay.
When
yes, go ahead.
When he has Kawasaki disease, there are many inflammatory factors, and this medication will help reduce this factor.
I see. All right, so let's stop right here and get some feedback. But I think Kawasaki also the name of the motorbike, if I recall correctly, in Vietnam, right? That's a bike for women. So it's very common back in, I think, 15 years ago, if I memory correct. Anyway, so why don't we get some feedback? Let's start with Dr. Ho.
Becca. Fine. In Vietnam, they're all driving Mercedes now. You update now, Dr. Huyen. Yeah. No Kawasaki now. They're all four-wheel now. They're very rich, especially Da Nang. I think probably the beginning, Dr. Huyen, correct her to make her lost the confidence. So I think Dr. Huyen said right. I like you to practice. I think whole conversation is still using I want to. I want to probably okay, but in terms of when professionally we talk to people, regardless, higher, lower, I use I like to. I teach my children, I like to. I like in a bit more nice way than I want. I want fine, but it's a bit not right. And you need to understand, I think this explain, through the condition is quite difficult. Inflammatory disease, Kawasaki, it's not easy to explain if you're not your first language. Inflammatory, when you interpreting how you have to understand just how inflammatory is some reaction in the blood vessel. We cause some antibody, which the release from the body just somehow attacking the vessel. Simple term. And treatment, just say immunoglobulin. I think the wording is quite long. Sometimes you lost confidence when you say full word. Don't be afraid. Just say slowly immunoglobulin. fine. Once you get used to it, because we say, you know, we just say, I go to Vietnam. So we get used to it, but it's easier, you know, multi-syllabus, have to, you know. So I have to say slowly, and you have to explain to them easy. Immunoglobulin bind into the, you know, cell to stop the reaction in, you know, in the vessel. That's all easy. You don't have to talk too long. But next time, if you're not sure, I think I'd suggest you might write in the notebook or something you write in front of you. If you're not sure, you can't talk, and you look at your notebook or your notes, and you can talk further. But I think it's quite challenging case. It's not easy, even though it's a very simple, you know, like case when the treatment only immunoglobulin and they could give aspirin. When you said aspirin, what aspirin for? When you give any patient, you need to explain to them in simple terms. Aspirin, what does aspirin do? Just stop inflammatory, stop, you know, vessel dilated, especially in the heart, and provide long-term, you know, prevent long-term disease. And you need to follow up, you know. I'm not sure Dr. Nudo, you know, correct me, immunoglobulin infusion for 12 hours. I'm not sure that's correct, but I think probably something you get right information when you say it. And it's easy. And expensive, yeah, fine. You said it's very expensive. That's good. That's very expensive, extremely expensive. But that's the way how you treat. And you give a patient that, you know, and he rich, that's fine. If he can afford it, that's okay.
Well, that's the father, not me. Well, okay. So, but the point is, well, first of all, I think this is a good case, and I like to do it. And you have the three specialists here doing this. We have cardiologists here, and we have pediatrician, and I use immunoglobulin almost every day in my practice. So I will tell you how I explain to the patient, okay? But I let Dr. Dahl and Dr. Udall, so the double Dahl here will explain to you from their special perspective, and I will tell you, I will share with you how I explain. Dr. Dahl, please.
So, hello. Yeah, so first I want to say that this is my third week, and I see a lot of that you guys are more speak louder and clearer, and I see a lot of improvements, even since 2 weeks ago. So for me, I don't deal with a lot of autoimmune disease, but I just, when they ask about it, I just tell them that your autoimmune disease is just an overactive of your immune system. So normally your immune system is used to fight bacteria, but in this situation, it's fight your own tissue. And in this case, you can say in Kawasaki it's the immune system is fighting your blood vessel. So, and then IVIG, I don't use it a lot. So to be honest, it'd be difficult for me to explain. But I can say that for either IVIG or steroid, you can say it's a medication that suppresses the function of the immune system. That's how I would tell the patient. Otherwise, and then yeah, like Dr. Ho said, if you tell them to tell them the aspirin, I think just make sure you tell them aspirin is using this in addition, in conjunction with the IVIG because of the blood vessel that's dilated. So the blood flow is not as brisk as normal, and the tissues are not as normal. So you increase risk of blood clot forming. So the aspirin in this situation would be there to help prevent blood clots. It wouldn't be used as the blood clot or heart attack. It wouldn't be used for the immune system in this situation. So you can explain that to them. But I think overall you guys did a good job, and a lot of improvement.
Dr. Udall, please go ahead.
Oh, no. I've just come in. I'm sorry, I skipped one.
All right, so I like you to pick this case, actually. I like to congratulate you to take this challenging, because autoimmune disease is one of the most difficult disease to explain to the patient. Even with a very, we call highly educated people here in the US, they have no idea what the heck is that. So I try to give you a typical terms, and obviously, so the way that I usually explain to people about IVIG, first of all, you have to tell what is the disease. Like I start with Dr. Dahl. When you say inflame, a lot of people don't understand, but you say burning, like fire. That's the term that people understand. So you said this is usually we have our immune system. We have a system that defends against infection, to fight with infection. Just like the US, we have US Navy, you have US Air Force, we have the armies, so that protect the country from other countries like North Korea that like to invade us. Okay, so that's how I start with my patient, and they say, oh yeah. So then, okay, can you imagine if those forces someday, instead of they pointing to North Korea, they point back to you and attack our own cities? So the defense system, instead of they fighting with bacteria from outside, they fight organs within our body. In Kawasaki disease, in this disease, and they may say, what the heck, Kawasaki? You just say that's the famous doctor names, okay? And then keep moving. And then the famous doctor name who found this. In this disease, the immune system, in this case, we call white blood cell, attack the vessel and make the vessel inflame, it burn the vessel. So how do we treat that? We will control the inflammation. We use water. If there's a house burning, we use water. That's how I said, and we control the fire. And then you keep going. So one way, many ways we use. So you see there's a fire truck, there's a house burning, we can use many ways. You can use water, we can use formings. So we have many medication to control that. Now, the IVIG, the full name is immunoglobulin, and you just wait a couple of seconds because let the patient absorb that. And you say, don't worry, it is just a protein. You said that because it's important, because people say it's a chemotherapy, whatever. It's a protein that will bind to those white blood cells and make it less active, and therefore decrease the burning or inflammations. And that's how the disease is controlled. Okay, so I know it's difficult, but by practicing, I give you a layman terms. Try to associate with what in your life and what is with your patient. They understand that and they remember. Most of my patients, they like the North Korea story, and whenever they come back and see me, because this is important, because when I talk about chemotherapy, cytoxin, rituxans, and all the chemotherapy I use every day is how to kill cells. I have to talk about B cell versus T cell, and that the Army versus the Navy is when it's come. Okay, and where I talk about CIA, FBI, that I'll talk about the T helper cell and antigen presenting cells. Right, Dr. Do, you put things together, you see that the entire immune system is like a network of armies, intelligence, and they work together. So that's how I present that. Okay, any questions so far for the entire class?
So clear we can understand, but didn't tell about side effect of aspirin.
Yeah. Okay. So anyone like to try this? Do a side effect with aspirin? What would you say?
Side effects of aspirin can make bleeding.
Okay. But for kids, one thing that you want to make sure their stomach upset. The thing that when they take for kids, they like to make sure that. So you explain to them that they could have a little bit discomfort when they're taking this, and the bleeding is one of the risk factors from that. Okay. Okay. Next case, please. Good case, right? I like to say that you just take a good case, a difficult case, and we go from there. I like to welcome Dr. Mindo. So now we have triple dose. We have Dr. Quindo, Dr. Nudo, and then Dr. Mindo.
Hello, my name is Hing, and I would like to talk with Dr. Wang Fu Ho.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, go ahead.
Hello, Dr. Fu. Today I will tell about the treatment of acute diarrhea in baby, in children. Dr. Fu has a son who had 2 days of watery stool and vomiting. And now I can discuss with him about the treatment plan. Hello, my name is Hing. I'm from the GI unit. Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. I just try to.
Yes, okay, we start now. Hello, my name is Hing. I'm from the GI unit, and I take care of your son. How do you know about your son's disease, Doctor?
I'm not sure, doctor. He has been unwell for the last few days, and he has constantly diarrhea, and he had to go to the toilet very often. He looked very tired.
The baby cry. Yes, we have a patient cry here, and yes, we continue. Your what vomiting and diarrhea too much. And after do exam him and do the test, we guys know this, thus he has acute diarrhea. In children, yes.
What's wrong with my son, doctor? Just say, what's wrong with him?
Yes, he has acute diarrhea, which is may caused by the virus. And
virus, okay. Yeah. What acute diarrhea, doctor?
Normally, he will diarrhea and vomiting about 4 or 5 days.
Okay, yeah.
The purpose of treatment, we can give him the water, which called by orezone. It's one kind of electrolyte and water supplement to him by the oral.
So that's it. I can give it to him at home. Why have to take him to see you?
Sorry, I don't catch your.
Okay. You want to give my son with some electrolyte? I can give it to him at home. Why should I take him to see you? I want him to be treated.
Yes. At first, you can give the electrolyte at home. But is in vomiting. And
yes. Yeah. What else, doctor? What else can you do to my son?
At first, you should follow the oral rehydration, and if she cannot drink the orezone, we can use the IV for him to give the fluid by the vein.
But my son very afraid of needle, doctor.
I'm sorry, I don't.
My son very afraid of needles. Yeah, can you give something else? You know.
She afraid of needle.
Yeah, needle. Yeah.
I every child always afraid of the needle, but if water,
Becca.
Yes. Every child always afraid of the needle and the doctor and nurse. But if he's lost a lot of water, thus he cannot control by the oral way. You have to put in the IV line in the line to give the fluid as quick as possible for him, because he lost of water too quickly. It will affect to the heart,
But the doctor, my neighbor's son had the same problem, and the doctor gave him antibiotics, and the next day he felt better. Why don't you give my son antibiotics?
If it affect to the neighbor son with the antibiotics, maybe he gets the cause of the bacteria. Bacteria will be killed by the antibiotic, but the virus cannot be fixed by the antibiotic. So if we give the antibiotic to him, it's no use.
But all my friends, everyone I talk to, they all, their children take antibiotic, they feel better. You know that my son has been sick for 4 days now. I'm very worried. Doctor, you need to give some antibiotics.
In the stool test for your baby, we find the rotavirus. It's not a kind of bacteria to use the antibiotic. There is the blood in the stool, and he gets a fever a lot, and the blood test tells us he has an infection. So I will give him the antibiotic.
But what about vomiting? Can you give something to stop him from vomiting, doctor?
The medicine.
He's been vomited so many times. I think he's going to vomit with the blood. You need to give him something to stop him from vomiting.
Your baby vomit, so he cannot eat much, and after each meal, he vomit again. So you can divide the meals into different small parts, and you can feed him small spoon.
I'm asking you to give him, the medication to stop him from vomiting. You have the son, haven't you? You know how you feel like.
I have give him the medication to reduce the vomiting, but the medication not affect quickly. So you have to divide with the medication, and you have to divide your meal into different to give it to him, because if you give him a lot of amounts of food, he can vomiting again.
Look like you don't do anything for my son. I'm going to take him to see another doctor. I'm going to take him to the one next door to you. He's very good. He will give my son antibiotic, give him medication to stop my son from vomiting. But it seems like you just talk, you don't do anything to my son.
You can follow the it's a real case. Yes, but I always give my ideas. I don't apply by you.
You want me to take my son to see another doctor?
I try my best to do the good thing for your son. If she gets an antibiotic, the risk of allergies or anything will not be good for your son.
It seems like I don't trust you, doctor. So I'm going to take my son to see another doctor.
It's I have just a lot of patients about the diarrhea, and after 1 or 2 days, she will be okay. But at first, the symptom is so severe, vomiting and diarrhea a lot. But if he needs to use the IV infusion or anything like that, I will do for him. But I cannot follow your nerve to do anything that is not good for your son.
But the doctor next door will do it.
She can do it, and it's too hard to say. But I also have a children. In my son, I will do like that. I don't give the antibiotic for him.
All right, thank you, doctor. I'm going to take my son to see the doctor. Okay, I'm telling everyone that you are.
Dr. Fu,
it's not funny, doctor. It's not funny. I'll take my son, I tell everyone that you are no good.
All right, that's a great case. So, then let's start with Dr. Newdall first, because this is the role every day as pediatricians.
Yeah, everybody. I think this is a hard case from Dr. Fu. So she did very good. I think she did very good. She did very good for debating and try to protect your idea. Is very good. Okay, so some idea only for that case is, at first you need to say about the situation of how severe of the dehydration level his kid has. For example, okay, for this one is I consider like a mild dehydration or moderate something, and then with that level and he able to drink some fluid, I will try first. I will try some fluid, very slow, like by sip or by spoon. I think the WHO say that maybe 1 teaspoon every 2 minutes, rather. So they end up about 1 hour. They can take about 60 ml, rather. So you explain that way. And if he failed the PO challenge, then we might need to admit him or get him some IV fluid by the van. But that is only after we failed the PO challenge. Or if he's more than 6 months, we're able to get him some vomit medication also. Can try 1 dose of that. Even in the ER in here, they do it all the times before they want to give the kid IV. So they do the anti-vomiting medication, and then they try the kid again with the Orazole. Yeah. And that's good that you say that they have no way to treat the virus with the antibiotic. It will make it worse. It make the flora, the bacteria flora will be more imbalanced and get longer to recover. So you can say you expect how many days of yeah, I think that you want to say about 5 days of diarrhea. And yeah, I think that everything you cover, just because of Dr. Fu is so hard to deal with.
Oh,
yeah,
that's probably real life. I mean, I agree with Dr. Ho. It's actually real life and challenging like this. All right, Dr. Mindo or Quindo, the double dose here, actually triple here. Queen.
Okay, so I will be very brief, and so Dr. Min can say something. But for me, initially, maybe when he said that he's very concerned about you putting the IV, just maybe reassure him that you do this all the time for children, and you don't do it. In his case, is absolutely like very necessary to the IV. You have a lot of experience, and you make sure that the kid will be comfortable with that. And the other thing is when he mentioned the antibiotics, just don't disregard it. Said that I understand your concern, but there are situations where antibiotics would help, but not every situation antibiotics would be beneficial. Maybe you can tell him that, so he doesn't feel like you are disregarding his concern. And I think that's it. I think that's what my thoughts are.
Yeah, I agree with Dr. Quindo. Yeah, so when the parents concerned, try to understand their concerns. afraid of needles. So have the experienced nurse to do that. Tell them that we use the smallest possible needle, maybe something like that. Try to address the concern, but also mention that it's really important to help the kids recover, and maybe mention when it's get better, when the kids can drink. We give the fluid by mouth. So address the concern of the parents, and also when he mentioned that he's gonna take the kids to other doctor, it's okay. Don't try to keep the patient. Don't try to make the patient feel that okay, I try to keep you. You're right. You're not gonna yield to the demand of the difficult parents here, but also just give them option to choose. Feel free to do that. But I think what the parents afraid or worry is about the follow-up. If you reassure them that okay, we tried that, I can check back with your son very closely, make sure he's doing well. I think that more likely they agree with your options. But keep fighting, especially with this difficult parent.
Can I add on? I think what the last one is it common in real life, especially you're practicing in Western world. The doctor parent can be very demanding. They know they can take somewhere else. Probably I would say, I'm happy for you to take your son to see it for second opinion. Don't say to see another doctor. You're allowed to seek for second opinion. But I'm happy, if you think that I'm doing a good thing, I'm more happy for you to bring the son back to me. I'm more than happy to look after him. You don't be too defensive. I'm telling you, the patient tell you no good. Don't care. Disregard it. I'm happy to, if you come back and more than to look after him from now on, update to the more reassuring him that you can do something rather than this is common real life. I've seen patients all the time. They said, "Oh, you're no good." Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, you go. Don't tell you pissed off. You go somewhere else. You can't. But you say, "Okay, I'm happy for you to go to see somewhere else. If you're happy or you're not happy, I'm more happy you take it back." That easy thing. And I'm sorry, probably asked you. The reason I asked about your vomiting, you given antiemetic. I'm probably Dr. Lee, Dr. Nudo to comment. But I'm not sure we should give the kid, vomiting, like medication stop vomiting. That probably I wouldn't give it. I'm sure Dr. Nudo will add on to that one.
Thank you very much. So let's keep moving, and we move to the next one. But thank you for such a realistic situation. All right. Next one.
I want to say something. The case that Dr. Do, the Dr. Fu, the father like Dr. Fu, we have to meet many times at our hospital, and I have to convince to them. First, maybe it's so in Vietnamese we have many words, and maybe I'm hàm hồ hơn. Maybe talk a lot than in English. I can express like this. Yes, thank you so much.
I think you're good. You might be good. Otherwise, chưa bị đánh.
Quay không quay gì? Giữ lên nha.
All right. Who is the next one?
Hello, Dr. Wing.
Okay. Hello. All right. So why don't I assign you? Okay. Why don't you pair with Dr. Queen though? Okay.
I want to talk with you.
Hi, doctor. What do you want to talk to me about?
Why don't you talk to Dr. Queen though? Okay. Let's see if you feel more comfortable, because I was a little bit intimidating. So I think the student was not, you guys not. Let's try with Dr. Doll first. Queen Doll, go ahead. And I will keep feedback, okay?
Hi, doctor.
Hi, Mr. Ping. I'm doctor in ear, nose, and throat department. Today I will talk about plan treatment medial otitis.
What would you like to talk about today?
Medial otitis.
Okay, media otitis? Otitis media?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Quinn. Today, I will discuss with you about treatment plan for your son.
Okay, thank you. What would you do for him?
Your son has medial otitis. So we will use medicine for him.
What is otitis media? What is that?
It's inflammation in his ear.
Is it gonna affect his hearing, or what is? Tell me more about this condition. He just keep crying a lot. He didn't tell me what happened.
Because he has pain in the ear, and can be he high fever, and now I will use antibody. Oh no, antibiotic. We use antibiotic to reduce inflammation, and we will medication to reduce temperature and painkillers.
So you said he have an infection of his ears? You said he have an infection of the ears? Is it a bacteria infection or a virus infection? What is the infection?
Because he has his ear his ear has bud get out, so it can be caused by can be caused by bacteria. So I will use antibiotics.
Is antibiotic safe for children? He's so young. Is it okay for him to take antibiotic?
In fact, has many antibiotics, but if he has otitis media, we use cefuroxime or amoxicillin, but amoxicillin usually cause diarrhea for children, so we use cefuroxime. It can control inflammation.
So besides the diarrhea, what are the other side effects of the antibiotics?
It can
is it gonna affect his growth or his learning, or is it gonna affect how, like, is it gonna affect his growth?
No, we use amoxicillin or cefuroxime. It now affect with learning on the road with him.
Okay, and how long is the treatment gonna be?
Usually we use for 7 days.
Is it possible to treat this without medication? Is there any procedure that you can do to get rid of the infection without medication? I'm a little concerned about medication in my son.
Because he has burst in his ear, so we use antibiotic fluid to drop in his ear and clean his ear and anti
What are you trying to say, doctor?
And against infection.
Okay, so one last question. What happened if the antibiotic doesn't work? What other option do you have? What if the antibiotic doesn't cure the infection? What if he still have the ear pain after you give him the antibiotics? What are you gonna do? Yeah, if you still have it after the 7 days, what are you gonna do?
When he has high fever and ear pain, we will use paracetamol to reduce fever, and it can pain. It can be painkiller.
So you're gonna use another antibiotics after this? If it doesn't work, you're gonna use another one? Do you understand my question? Do you understand my question, doctor? If you use this antibiotics and it doesn't work, 7 days and no working, what do you do? What do you do next?
We will use antibiotics for 10 days.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, let's start again with Dr. Ho. I can unmute this.
I think probably you to make a case more interesting. Like I told the student from Cafe Saigon Cafe, well, you have to give a summary of the case first. Your son presenting with this, with infection. We took the history, we done investigation, and we found that he had ear infection. So you have to give us some summary what you have done to proven that you have, get the history, you have done investigation, you confirm the diagnosis. Then now what the plan of treatment? So to give a patient bit of parents bit of the information before you go in, and you talk and you try to convince to the patient, the parents. Again, just windows, let's say if antibiotic didn't work, you might change the antibiotic, or you might worry about if they get a chronic infection later, have the chronic something. I'll leave it up to you, but I think got to give us something summarized first when you see the patient. Oh yeah, let's say Mr. Quinn, your son come in with the ear aching, fever, and we have you have asked you a few questions. That maybe he get infection. We have done investigation and we look at the ear. We seen you got infection. We done a blood test, whatever. Then do you prove that you got infection? Now he need to have a treatment. So this is a summary, then that's it. The patient know that you know the case, then easier, less complication.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Ho. All right, Jinyu, any comments on this?
I agree with Dr. Ho that you need to get a summary. So be firm on that to make sure that the patient understand and feel comfortable that you understand and give the plan, the whole plan. Don't let him ask questions first. I would do like that. Okay, your kid having ear infection, it's red, it's bulging or something like that. I will need to get the kid on with antibiotics to get it better. It takes about 10 days. 2 times a day. The name of the medication is this. It might have some side effect of this, like diarrhea. Any kind of antibiotic can cause diarrhea. It's just the level of a diarrhea that you should worry for. If just here and there a little bit, I should expect it. You can do more Pedialyte or some probiotics like yogurt type, or you call me if you have any concern on that. And the other side effect can be like nausea. You can just expand 1 or 2 little things like that. And then the medication will work for 10 days, but the fluid can stay there for more than that. I expect from 2 weeks to 2 months, 3 months of that. So I will ask you to follow up with us in about certain time. What else? If the kid has more sickness, for example, after 3-4 days of medication, kid has more fever or pain getting worse or the fluid coming out more, then you need to follow up with me or give me a call back in certain day. So you give a home plan like that, and then you will ask the patient that, do you feel comfortable? Do you have any question for me? That's what I will do. Because otherwise you will leading to more question and get you into more trouble. That's what I feel. So you as a doctor, you know what you need to do, you tell them first. And then after that, you get them a chance to ask you question back.
All right, thank you, Jinyu. Okay, good idea. So make sure that if you see a difficult patient like Dr. Ho, in fact, you will see it every day. Then just remember those tricks, okay? All right, next case. And I like the next one, summarize a little bit about the case. Like this is what we found, this is what we think the diagnosis. So this is the treatment plan, okay? Okay, go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Nguyen. I pick Dr. Như Đỗ.
Okay, sure.
Hi.
Hello, Dr. Như Đỗ. Today, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Today, I'm going to talk about community acquired pneumonia.
Community acquired pneumonia?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, Ms. Như. I'm Dr. Vũ Nguyễn. I'm a pediatrician. I'm doctor for your son today. I have your son diagnosed. Your son have pneumonia. Do you know pneumonia?
No, I don't. What is pneumonia is, doctor?
Pneumonia is a lung infection.
So what happened in the lung infection?
Your lung infection is destroyed by bacteria, and I need give him some antibiotic to have him fight infection.
Okay. So what kind of antibiotic do you want to do?
I give him antibiotic to you for 7 to 10 days. And you need pill one you need take one pill 2 to 3 times one day a day for 7 to 10 days.
So what antibiotic name that you plan to give my kid?
Is amoxicillin. Do you know it?
No, I don't familiar with the medication.
Yeah.
So is it have any side effect or anything I should worry for?
And antibiotic is have some common side effect. Example, your son can have some stomach problem like diarrhea or some throat infection, and then you can meet some less common side effect. Example, allergy. And if you see your son have some rash or itches when you use antibiotic, you can stop use it and call me or come back with me.
Okay. So how often you see the kid with antibiotic allergy like that I need to worry for my son?
Don't worry, it's rarely, yeah, about.
Do you think that if with the antibiotics the kid can be better, or it really needed? Because now you make me worry about the allergy to medication and side effect.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Allergy is rarely when you use antibiotic, and your son have your does your son has any allergy?
I think that he has penicillin before with some rash.
Did you take him to a doctor?
Yes, I took him to the doctor, and the doctor said that he might allergic to penicillin.
Okay, and now I will change another antibiotic for your son. Is azithromycin. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I will take him azithromycin for 5 days.
Okay. Should I worry about any side effect on that, doctor?
It's same. I said you can meet some common side effect. Example, diarrhea when you use azithromycin. And if you see have acute diarrhea and he tired, he can eat anything, or his fever is not slow down. You can call me and come back.
Okay. So after 5 days, he should be better.
Yes.
Do I need to follow up with you after that? Do I need to take him to see you after?
Yes. You after you use 5-day azithromycin, you need come back here. I need check for your son again, and
The time's out. Okay. It sounds like it's a great effort. So Queen, Minh and Queen, comment.
Yeah. Có thể nói trước được không? Có thể
Yes.
như nói trước được không?
Yes.
Yeah. So bác sĩ ở bên đó rất là good là nói cái pneumonia là infection và cần phải điều trị. I'm sorry, I need to talk in English. You need to get infection in the lungs and need to get antibiotics. But the first question you need to ask the patient is he allergic to any medication? That's the first question before you try to choose any medication. And then after that, they will guide you to choose medication. And if the you can choose amoxicillin, yeah, you can choose azithromycin, yes. And then you need to tell the parent that what complication if you don't treat it, so that the patient know how important to get the treatment. For example, if you can go into more side effect of the lungs, get more infection, the infection spreading more, get into the blood, get sick for the blood, or get hard for him to breathe, get fever higher. So make sure that you do be compliant with the treatment. And it takes the medication will be this name, how many pills a day, like you say. Some side effect that can have is this. If you have very severe side effect, you should stop medication and call us right away. And the plan of the follow-up will be after 2-3 days of medication. If your son didn't feel any better, you should call us also. If he getting better, you finish your medication, you follow up in certain day. And then we plan to do x-ray again or not having x-ray again to make sure your son is getting better. So you need to give the whole plan. Don't let me ask. I think that's a better way. After that, you say that you have any questions. And then by that one, I think you practice better also.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anh Minh, actually, he put some comments there. Go ahead, Anh Minh.
I guess luckily for you, Dr. Din is not here. Otherwise, he's going to catch you several places about the pronunciations. But I just point out the three, I think, most significant. The diarrhea, you may pronounce properly in initially, when I heard this, I heard diarrhea. I thought, oh, it's something scary. It's diarrhea. So pronounce it correctly. The rash, you forget the final sounds. So it just sounds like a rat, just like the rat from the sewer. So it's and allergy. It's not completely, but it sometimes sound like energy. So it may be confusing for the parents sometimes. And and about the strategy Dr. Như Do mentioned, I think it depends. If the parent is a little bit aggressive like the previous two, then maybe you just give them the full meal, full course meal, overwhelming them so that they don't ask too many questions. but sometimes if you see some parents kind of a little bit not really understand what you are saying, sometimes you may need to use Dr. Trung approach to pause and engage to see if they understand, so that you can paraphrase or clarify. Otherwise, after you give the whole long instruction and then they said, what do you say? Can you tell that again? And then you just waste your time. So different people, different situation, and different way to give your advice. But I think that's my 2 comments about that.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, in when we were training, they always ask us to do is you need to ask the parent again what they understand. For example, you will say, okay, do you understand what I say? Can you repeat it? What the medication name? How many times a day you give it? When you should call me, when you should get follow up? Those one you might need to double check before you send the kid home with the parent. Yeah, that's the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and next one, we need to move faster. All right, go ahead. So why don't you pair up with Dr. Mindel, okay? And you start with a story, like summarize about patient case, what is the diagnosis, and why you get the treatment. Go ahead, and you have less than 10 minutes.
Hi, doctor.
Hello, Mr. Minh.
Hi.
I'm doctor for your son today. Dr. Nhi, after examining your son and doing some blood samples and stool samples, I think your son have dysentery. Do you know about this disease?
No, I don't know, doctor. What does this mean?
Yeah, let me explain about it. Dysentery is an infection of the intestinal tract. It's called the inflammatories of your son's gut. Okay, and this will cause losing stool and bloody stool. And
that's why my son have diarrhea and so painful in his belly. That's right.
Okay. Yes, and it is caused by some kind of germs. It means bacteria. So your son needs to be treated by antibiotics.
Okay, but where does germ come from? Is from me or from my wife who gave the kid the germs?
Mostly the germs from the food, contaminated food or water that your son drink or eat, and mostly it's from the kind of the poor hygiene. Maybe it is extracted from the air or the food or the water.
So you think my wife, maybe she's cooked the food and it's not clean? You think I should go back and tell my wife about that?
Maybe it's bacteria or virus. We are unable to see them, so it's difficult for us to recognize them. So maybe sometimes it can be from the air or from the food from the market.
Oh, from the air. Wow. From the air, it sounds scary, doctor. From the air, it's like blowing with the wind and get into our food. But how can only the kids have this condition? We live in the same house, so why don't I have it?
This disease also happens in adults, but in children they have a weak immune system, so it's easier for them to get it.
Okay. So what would I do for my kids for now, doctor?
So now he has dysentery, so I will give him antibiotics to kill the bacteria.
Oh, okay, antibiotic.
Yeah,
But I heard that we have good bacteria in our gut also, right, doctor? Is it going to kill all the good bacteria in my kid's gut also?
Okay, not. I think all the antibiotics can not only kill the bacteria but also it can affect partly the healthy the normal bacteria in our gut. But um, we consider the advantage and disadvantage when we use antibiotic. So I think the disadvantage is low, and maybe along with using antibiotic, we can use with prebiotic to support the gut to protect the normal bacteria in our gut.
Okay. So you think when the kid take the antibiotics, he should feel better right away, right?
Yes, because it is the research and the study of World Health Organization, so you can trust about it. And this kind of antibiotic can kill the dysentery bacteria.
Okay, so
Do it in 3 days. It's short, so I think it's okay for your son.
okay. So after 3 days, if my son not getting better, I'm gonna bring him right back.
Yes. Along with using this kind of antibiotic, you must support him with the normal diet and with plenty of fluid to prevent him from dehydration.
Oh, I thought that because the water he drinks all coming out, so I asked him not to drink water. Is that the right way to do, doctor?
If he doesn't, he cannot drink water, you can feed him with other kinds of water. For example, fruit juice, or you can use oral rehydration solution. This is special for children with have a diarrhea or have a vomiting. Maybe it's kind of difficult to drink, but I think you and your wife should try to feed him.
Okay. Any food I should avoid, doctor? Anything that may irritate the gut of the kid more?
I think if the food or the water is not contaminated, it's clean, and it's kind of purified, I think it's good for your son. But if the water is dirty or kind of contaminated, you should avoid to feed him.
Okay. Yeah, I just wish that I don't need to give the kids any antibiotic, but yeah, if he's not getting better, I will bring him right back, and hopefully, yeah, you can give him something else to make him better.
Yes.
Thank you, doctor.
All right, thank you. So quick comments from Dr. Pendo or Dr.
I think you did a great job. I don't know if I could have done anything better. You asked a very difficult question, and you explained it very well. Maybe one thing is that I think you can say that for that just a minor thing, you can say the antibiotic is intended to kill the bad bacteria, but it can affect the normal flora, gut flora. That's how you say that. But I think overall you did very, very well, and it's very clear and concise.
Thank you.
Dr. Ho, any comments before we move to the next? Okay, good. All right, so sounds like you do okay, and I think that's a good one.
Yeah,
let's move on.
Just only one thing. Yeah, I asked about the source of the bacteria. So maybe mention, because the kid mentioned about, he's go to school, he may eat something else at school also, so not just the food at home. So maybe a chance to give little education for the parents about the hygiene, and you should stop the parents from blaming the husband from blaming his wife. So be strong. Okay, but you're doing great. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Good. All right, just give, if you haven't talked yet, how many just raise your hand? How many people in this class haven't talked yet? Okay. Okay, go ahead. I like to speak louder, more energy. Okay, this is a beautiful Saturday morning in Vietnam, the best city to live in the world. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Hello, Mr. I'm your child daughter.
Okay, first of all, who you would like to pick today? You have so many panelists here. Which one you like to talk to?
You.
Okay, me. Okay. Go ahead. Tell me about the case, and then we go from there.
Yeah. Today I'd like to talk about a viral fever.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. I'm your child doctor. I'm working at general department. Today, I will talk about your child disease. How do you know about your child disease?
Well, I don't know much. The only thing I know is he's become sick, and that's why he come here. Did you know why?
Oh, okay. I will tell you. Your child has fever, no diarrhea, no cough, no vomiting.
Okay.
And no rash. So I don't know your child get viral fever.
A viral fever. What the heck is that?
Your child infect the virus. The virus it has around us.
Okay.
So it's just mild disease. So it will get down after 7 days, from 5 to 7 days.
And what happened after 7 days if it's not improving?
It will end after 7 days. It's without complication.
Okay. Oh, so you sure, right? After 7 days, my child will be fine.
Yes, it's without any complication.
Without complication.
Such as infection.
So you going to give any medication?
No, we have no special treatment for virus. Yeah.
But he's still sick. He still have symptoms. He needs something.
Yeah. We will check the symptoms for him. If you check his temperature, it's more than 39 degrees. So we will take him medication, acetaminophen, to make him better.
Okay, acetaminophen. Okay, no, I see. All right. But one thing I'm not sure why he have that weird thing you call virus. Why he had that?
So what do you mean?
I mean, he's a healthy boy. I don't, we we have the best house in the area. You know, my kids, you know, just it's a healthy boy. I mean, while I have this virus.
Maybe his immunology in his antibody system degree, and the virus.
What is it? Immuno something?
It's a system help us protect us, protect us health. So it's great, and the virus has everywhere around here, around us.
Okay, now you say virus. Let me Google it. What's the name of the virus?
A lot of virus.
There's a lot of virus? Does it have a name so I can Google it? I heard I can Google everything today.
Virus.
Okay, you tell me there's a virus, but I'd like to know what's the name so I can Google it.
The virus is a lot of such as Kawasaki, enterovirus. A lot of.
It sounds like a weird name, okay, but maybe you need to write down the name, okay? Because I will look up, okay? My friends told me everything today. I can Google, you know, I don't even need doctors. So I can Google. So you sure that he will be fine after 7 days?
Yes, it without many complications.
What if he's not doing fine?
Yeah, it's he's not doing fine. We will do some tests to find the reason of his disease. Maybe he's infected some germ, so that.
So why don't you test right now? Why don't you have to wait for 7 days?
So why
don't you test him now instead of waiting the next 7 days to see if he's doing okay?
I have already done some tests for him, and blood count, his blood count is normal, and the dengue virus test is normal.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, as long as my son is okay, then that's okay. But you make sure that you give me the name of the virus, okay? I will Google it and I come back to find you. Okay. All right. Yes, go ahead. Then what?
You talk first.
No, I think that's it. I just need the name because I'm curious. I want to look up everything. I want to look up your background, your trainings, see if you're a real doctor, and also the virus name. So I just want to look up. Okay. All right. That's timing right there. I see you guys comments. Dr. Ho, why don't you say that? All right, Dr. Ho, go first, or Dr. Mindo. I see you guys laughing, so why don't you comment?
No, go ahead. And Phúc. You got to unmute, Phúc.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. Quite interesting. Quite keep us with, you know, like those caffeine, you know, keep us awake. I think first of all, I think probably I'm not sure the way you look very, you know, nice, but you know, very, you know, look from the look. I'm not sure the way you speak English might be a little bit aggressive. Okay. So I think probably you need to look back, see how you express your, you know, conversation in the sense of you need a little bit more expression and be caring and less, challenging to the patient. I think that that's why we've been observing. I make a little notes. I'm sorry, really, I need anger management. So that's just kidding. So a little bit more, I think probably leave Dr. Min though. I'm not sure how to say it. I'm going to be nice man today. So Dr. Min, I'll pass on to you.
All right, Dr. Mendo.
Yeah, yeah, I think you are very nice and very caring, but I guess just the certain expression in English you may not familiar with, and how should I say it? Yeah, you may not feel maybe the same sentence sound very neutral to you, but it's to the English speaking people, it's maybe sound a little bit aggressive, and yeah, they may call this like cocky or thing like that. Yeah, so yeah. It's several of them. I may review the video this part here and maybe point out some of them for you. Maybe we just laughing on the background so that we don't we don't write out the question. But just like the one Dr. Ho write out over here. Yeah, just like if the patient asks the questions, then so if you answer like I will tell you, it sounds a little more aggressive than maybe a more gentle way to say that, like you may paraphrase the questions. Yeah, and then mention that. Let's see. Let me show you this. Let me explain it in detail to you rather than use the word I too much. It sounds very aggressive. Yeah, let us go back to this previous conversation and point out some of the questions. You may feel it's very neutral, very normal, but in the conversation with the with the English-speaking people, they may experience totally different. Yeah, but I need to point out the sentence. I don't know whether Dr. Quyên Do and Dr. Như Do can write down any question to any sample sentence to advise the doctor here or not.
I think the when I don't know, when you ask the doctor, when you ask him what do you mean, is that because you didn't hear them and you want him to explain later, or you think he said something wrong? Because the way you said what do you mean, that mean like, oh, what you said doesn't make sense. So instead of saying that, you say, oh, I couldn't hear you, can you repeat? Well, can you repeat that? And then maybe they can explain it to you another way, and it's a little bit less aggressive than say what do you mean, because they can take it as like, oh, this doctor think that I'm challenging her, or I don't agree with what she recommend. You could say, oh, could you repeat it? Or I couldn't hear you, could you repeat that? And that'd be the sound a little bit less aggressive than what do you mean. But I think you did okay. I don't think, yeah, maybe just a culture thing. Yeah, it comes with time.
All right, this is probably one of the very difficult feedback, because honestly, it's hard to find what's wrong. But here, I think in medicine, we talk about compassion, about facial expressions. It is hard to see that. I think if you can relax a little bit, I think that's all I like to just relax, okay? And sometimes we too serious, we too focused, and that may be the reason why I feel scary too. I mean, this is quite aggressive doctor. Say this is, yes, your son will get better after such and such, and say, okay. I mean, sometimes you need to be aggressive. Or sometimes I'm sure Queen is very aggressive. He's an interventionalist. He does procedure, and Dr. Ho also sometimes have to be very aggressive. But in this case, you may not have to. I may just be nice parents, okay? You don't have to hurt me. You don't have to push me in that way. But bottom line is compassion. You just think about it and just relax, and you will be fine. Okay. The other thing is, I know that some of you try to talk English going up and down. If Andine is here, he gonna keep you comment on this. If you keep neutral tone, first of all, everyone will sleep. I can see that some of the like Queen or Minnie, if we keep the same tone, everyone will sleep. But if you keep too rough, it's just in your case, I think you're the extreme end. Like people here, one of them is very like general sleepy, but you're a little bit on the other side. So I don't know. I think it just relax and you will be fine. I like it. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. And to be honest, maybe you're one of the most difficult to give feedback because I don't know how to say. Okay, next one. Moving on. Guys, no Vietnamese.
Morning.
Okay, good morning. Why don't you tell us about a case, summarize, and pick one of the panelists here that who you like to pair with.
My career pneumonia.
Okay, and who would you like to talk to?
Dr. Như.
Dr. Như. Okay.
Oh no.
Can you get me the summarize of the case?
Just summarize the case and try. Hey guys, summarize the case and try to speak louder. Okay, I like you to speak loud and clear. Loud and clear, and that will make your confidence go. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi, doctor.
Hi, Mom. My name is Phương Thảo. I'm a doctor for your son. And
hi, doctor.
Yes, and after examination and do some tests, I diagnosed this last your son have pneumonia by germ. Do you know something about pneumonia?
No, can you explain for me? What's a pneumonia is?
Pneumonia is in respiratory infection by a kind of the germ, and it make a baby fever, cough, or maybe difficult breath. Okay.
So my son has all the symptoms. That's why you diagnosed him with pneumonia?
Yes.
Okay. So is there anything we can treat for that?
With pneumonia, he needs to take some medication, and the first medication he needs antibiotics, and it's called amoxicillin. Okay. This medication will help your son fight infection, and this make him deal fever, deal cough, and deal difficult breath. with some amoxicillin, he needs to take one pill twice a day for 10 days, and takes after meal.
Okay.
Now when he use amoxicillin, he can have some problem with side effects. Example, digestive disorder, but it's not that it might be persist as long as he takes the drugs, but it's not dangerous. It will go away when he finishes treatment. Okay.
Okay. Is there any complication I should look for when he's on the treatment?
When treatment, he follows his temperature, his respiratory rate, and you can use he needs to use paracetamol when he have a temperature over 38.5 Celsius degrees.
Okay.
For every 4 hours, and he have to follow up after 3 days, and I will test again for your son.
Okay. So the treatment will be only for 3 days.
After 3 days, if he better, he reduce fever, reduce cough, I will continue with amoxicillin.
So how many days you plan for the kid to get the medication?
How many plan?
How many days you plan to give?
And for 10 days, to finish the treatment.
Okay. Okay. Do you think that I can get it from him? Should I go to my doctor?
Can you repeat again?
Do you think that he can give it to me, his sickness? Should I go to my doctor to get checked too?
It can transfer by running nose and nose flus, and by mucus, and I think
so I should go to my doctor.
You should go.
You should go to the doctor if you have a fever and cough, because the disease can transfer from your son to yourself. If you have a cough and a loss or fever, please check to your doctor.
Okay, I got that. And my son has history of asthma. Do you think it will be affected, his asthma?
Asthma? No, he not squeeze, and I think he even asthma.
Okay, so his asthma was stable right now. It's not flare up, doctor? Should I give him the nebulizer treatment also? The machine or anything? Albuterol? Inhaler?
No, I think he don't need it. He eaten with, so he don't need the nebulizer.
Okay, I got that. So thank you very much.
Okay.
I have an idea.
Go
so
ahead.
I think that is, yeah, very good that you give the diagnosis, the plan for the treatment. Just be a little bit firm on that. Explain about pneumonia, and you will need to say what the complication of pneumonia after that if you don't treat also. The treatment, before any treatment, you need to ask question about any allergy to the medication. Otherwise, if you get amoxicillin and she's allergic to that, it's not good. And you don't want to go back and forth what medication, because it confuse the patient more. So always ask first, does your kid have any allergy to medication we know of? And then I will choose the medication, this name, the same that you do. And you follow up with me in 3 days, that's good. And my plan will be certain day. You need to tell that. What if he not getting better? What do you plan to do? What if he getting better? Then you continue medication for 10 days. The pneumonia was the can spread by droplets. They call them droplets. DROPLETS. So any kind of contagious by droplets, like you cough, you runny nose, that can be contagious by that way. So try to avoid contact with the droplets. In here thì nó gọi là droplets precaution. Thì if you have the other doctor say, if you have any fever or cold cough, make sure you do check with your doctor. So I think that you're very, very good on giving all the symptoms. Maybe just a bit more firm on the way you talk, and fix low, but make it reasonable. And after that, you double check with the patient to make sure the patient understand your on the plan. They can review with you the plan. Then you can send the kid home. Xin hết.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any other comment from Queen and Dr. Ho? No. All right. So I concur with Dr. Nudo, and I think she gave you a very good hint how to. Okay. Why don't we move on to the next one? Who else? Two more, right? We have two more cases, right? Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Wins. Nice to meet you.
Okay, nice to meet you. So who would you like to talk to?
I'd like to talk with you.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and summarize, and then we go ahead.
And your son has you has 3 years old son has confirmed diagnosis with ALL.
What is ALL?
Yeah. And today we will discuss the planned treatment.
Okay, cool. Okay, first of all, what is ALL? It can represent from many things. What is ALL?
ALL is refer to acute lymphoblastic leukemia, a type of blood cancer in children.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Min. Mr. Wins. I'm Dr. Lee, a pediatrician. As you know, we have talked to you about your son's disease. So he has leukemia, and today I'd like to discuss with you about the treatment plan.
Okay. Doctor, what is leukemia? My son, he's bleeding.
Leukemia is a type of blood cancer in children, and
so he has cancer.
Yes, we had just been carefully, and after we take some blood tests, the diagnosis is leukemia.
Okay. So what you going to do next?
And I like to talk with you the treatment, and we have some treatment, but the first and the best for him now is it calls chemotherapy. That's we use drug. That's we use chemical to kill the cancer cells.
Okay. I heard chemo is not good. I mean, is he going to lose all his hair?
Yes. The drug will kill the cancer cell, but it also kills a healthy cell. So it has some side effects, such as hair loss, nausea, vomiting, increased risk of infections.
But wait a second. You said my son have blood cancer.
Yeah.
He does not have hair. He does not have hair cancer. Why he lose his hair?
The drugs it also kill healthy cells.
Okay.
So it has some side effects.
Okay, I got it. I'm not quite sure. Understand what you say, but okay, keep going.
There are three main phase. It's usually to 2 or 3 years. The length treatment is about 2 to 3 years. The drugs your son will get the drugs into the veins or the skin.
Mm-hmm.
He will take it by mouth. It gives
Mouth. Okay.
yes. It can give a direct into fluids throughout spinal cord.
I see. Is there any side effect from these medications? Any side effect from this medication besides the hair loss or whatever?
There are the side effects such as nausea, vomiting,
Okay.
sore throat, and increased risk of infection and easy bruising or bleeding.
I see. How soon we should expect the result? How soon my son will get better?
Recovers from 2 to 4 weeks after the treatment. Depend
2 to
on
4 weeks? You said 2 to 4 weeks, I should see some improvement?
Yeah.
Okay. And what you think this will be 100% better, or you guarantee he will get better, right?
Yes, I guarantee it will get better. We're not sure 100%.
Well, if you're not sure 100%, why you guarantee with me?
Because this disease should be treated with chemotherapy, and we had some supportive treatment to help him.
I see. You think that he will survive, right? He will not die, right?
I'm not sure for 100%, but the chance for him recovers is high.
Okay. You think he gonna be have a wife later?
Yes, maybe.
Why you say maybe? Because what I heard, chemo can impact to kids, and then some of them not even grow, and some of them have, you know, they have many problems in the future. So I just want to make sure that he have a normal life.
You know, chemotherapy has short-term side effects, and it also has long-term side effects. So he could get problem with reproduction organ, but the percentage is small, and we hope that he will have while later.
I see. Now, in terms of his diet, can he eat anything? Because people told me that, you know, cancer, you cannot eat certain food.
Sorry, can you speak for me again?
Can I give my son everything for his food? He like to eat French fries. He like to eat chicken wings. But someone told me that if my son has cancer, he should not eat those things.
Your son should eat everything that he likes, but some food is not good for his health.
Such as like any restriction, what food that my son should not if he had cancer?
Some foods like fast foods, fatty foods, sugars, something not good for normal health is also not good for his health.
I see. Okay. All right. So you give me medication and my son will take by mouth, and hopefully a couple of weeks later he will get better. Okay. Do I need to bring him back to see you next month?
Next month?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think he should get the treatment as soon as possible.
Okay.
And faster is treated, the better chance to recovery.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, doctor. Thank you for saving my son's life. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any comments?
Yeah, I think that it's really hard because if you say that I'm not sure, the parent will be so scared. Maybe something like it's hard to tell you, but I think the chance of getting Justin better is higher when this and this and this. But when you say I'm not sure, the parent will be like a jump.
I think the other way to put it, like when the parents say that, are you going to guarantee or is it going to cure 100%? One way to say it is that different people respond differently to treatment. Some people will respond, other people will not. But this is the best treatment, or this is the standard of care that we have right now. And if your son doesn't respond, we have, you know, other option, this and this. So just to reassure them that, you know, you give them the best care, and if it doesn't work, there's other options. And then the other thing is, you can tell them it's hard for the patient when you tell them the treatment. It's good to tell them what are the next steps. Like, I'm going to give you the treatment in maybe in a few weeks. We'll check his response. The way we check is we do blood tests, we do imaging, you know, PET CT or whatever you do, blood test, blood level, just to see how the response, and we adjust the treatment afterward based on that. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, good. So let's see. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Min. Dr. Min actually he have I'm not sure everyone can see that, but look at his comment on the screen, which is really good. Yes, and those are comments that you guys can stay after class and look at that. Okay. Okay. Why don't we move on to the last one? One more case, right?
One more case.
Hold the last one.
Hello, I'm last person, and I like talk first topic Kawasaki disease.
Okay. All right. Didn't you talk about this already? Okay, we can go ahead. Okay.
I choose Dr. Kringdo.
Okay.
Cardiologist.
Cardiologist, yes. So you can talk more about that. Okay, sure.
Hello.
Hi, doctor.
I'm Dr. Thủy. I'm responsible for the treatment of your guy.
All right. Okay, could you tell me? Go ahead.
And as you know, your baby has fever more than 5 days, and she has specific symptoms to diagnosis Kawasaki disease. And this is very luckily I did heart ultrasound, and her heart is normal.
But why does it affect the heart? I thought she just had fever. Why is something? Why do you check the heart?
Because your child has fever more than 5 days, and she has eye and less tongue, a rough on her chest, and swollen lymph nodes in her neck, and I think she has Kawasaki disease. So I check heart ultrasound for her. And yes, and her heart is normal. It is very luckily. And would you like to discuss with me for the about her treatment plan?
I understand. I'm a little concerned because I thought it was a virus infection. But this condition, how does it affect the heart? Can you tell me about that?
Nowadays, no one knows what cause the of Kawasaki disease, but this is a immune condition, and this is cause inflammation the wall of medium size of arteries and special coronary artery.
So what do the disease do to the heart vessel?
There are many complications of heart disease, such as inflammation of vessel or inflammation heart muscle, and the worst is life-threatening.
We have a very strong family of heart disease, heart attack. Can this condition cause heart attack too?
What can you this again?
We have a very strong family. Our family, everybody. My grandpa have heart attack. My grandma have heart attack. Can my child have heart attack with this condition too?
Yes, I know, but this disease can affect anyone.
So how do we treat this disease, doctor? How do we treat it?
Yes, to reduce inflammation, we use gamma globulin, IVIG. This is an immune protein to lower the risk of coronary arteries risk problem.
So you lower the immune system. Is it going to increase my child's chance of having an infection from bacteria or virus?
No, this reduce inflammation.
I understand that, but what if she get a bacterial infection? Because you say you lower the immune system, right?
Yes.
Are you giving them any antibiotics when you give them this?
No, we don't use antibiotics, but we use aspirin. This is anti-inflammation.
What is the aspirin for? What is the aspirin? What do you use it for?
Aspirin can reduce fever and reduce inflammation for your baby. And we will use high dose from 3 to 5 days. This depends for your baby.
And what are the side effects of all this treatment? What are the side effects?
Well, with IVIG, your baby can allergy, but we will use infuse slow to keep and control this problem. And with aspirin can make bleeding, but we use softly, and we will follow carefully to control this bleeding.
Can you tell me again the side effect of IVIG?
Yes, of course. VIG,
yeah, IVIG, yeah. Go ahead.
Allergy can make allergy for your baby. There was a shock.
You mean anaphylactic shock? Like the blood pressure is gonna drop, and can she have organ failure from this?
Yeah, but a small percentage of children has this symptom.
And how long is the treatment?
With IVIG, we will once dose, but we will follow up to follow up 24 hours. If she has fever again, we will give again a second dose.
Okay. So one last thing, what if the IVIG doesn't work? What if IVIG doesn't work? What else do you have any other treatment?
Can you?
What if the Kawasaki doesn't respond to IVIG? Do everybody get better with IVIG?
There are a small percentage of patients don't respond with IVIG. But with this patient, we will use again dose and corticosteroid therapy to treat.
Okay. So thank you very much. When can we start the treatment?
Yeah, thank you. Any question for me?
I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, good job, everyone. I think we finished the week 8, and this is 8/11, or this is almost 11 p.m. in New York time. I'd like you to review Dr. Mindell comments and watch your video today, and discuss what we'd like to do in the next 3 weeks. Actually, 4 weeks. You guys have 4 more weeks. What do you think?
Discuss about the next week and for next week.
In the for next week, I suggest that we can learning about how to tell about a short case to the college. Tell to another doctor about the patient's case.
What do you mean? Do you mean like consultant between doctor and doctor, or what do you mean?
Yes.
You mean discussion between a doctor and a specialist about a case?
Yes.
Okay.
Nếu mà cái cây nó là họ đưa ra hay mình đưa ra? Em nghĩ là họ đưa ra thì mình hỏi hát.
Yes.
So I'm not sure what the conversation between two doctors or for verbally or by writing.
Handover exam and a handover meeting. But a severe case. It's a case of presentation.
Can you speak up? Couldn't hear you.
So everybody say that they would like to talk about the some cases in a meeting. It means that discuss about the case, the normal case in the handover meeting. Cho nên là mọi người muốn là những buổi tiếp theo là mọi người sẽ kiểu giống như là sẽ thảo luận ca lâm sàng đấy ạ.
Okay.
Để mà trình bày một cái ca lâm sàng với lại đồng nghiệp đúng không anh?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. For example, you would like to consult, right? For example, if you guys want to talk to a cardiologist, you have to give 1 or 2 lines to Dr. Quinn before he or Dr. Ho or me about a case. And then you can ask about that. Well, then we have to do this. I'd like to make sure who's going to be here next time, so you can ask about cardiology or GYN or OBGYN. Is that what the class wants? Like you like to consult with a consultant, right?
Tụi em chỉ muốn biết cách để mà tụi em trình bày một cái bệnh án như thế nào á, để mà trước thì cái bệnh án nó nói chung là về chuyên môn thì nó không còn sâu, nhưng mà cách mà tụi em sẽ phải trình bày như thế nào là nó hợp lý.
Okay, we can do that. Tại vì actually in my experience, and then Dr. Quinn and Dr. Ho can jump in. Whenever
what candidate? Well, I'm not sure how. Okay.
I think maybe they want to present a case, like a resident present to an attendant after an overnight, like, oh, I saw this patient last night, this is a chief complaint, this is the history, this is past medical history, and then we go over the differential diagnosis. Is that what you want?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. You go back to basically you do the taking history and present the case and investigation and your diagnosis, and we'll add on to help you how to present a case in a nice way. Okay, good. I think that's a
good idea.
Good idea. And also the writing, because we have the habit here, all the doctor who send a patient to see me or to Dr. Quinn, we have to write the letter back to them in a way how communication way in what a correspondent, and also and we can help you with in the way writing the document and how you're presenting in the way in the concise way and not long lengthy and very professional way, not just like you write a letter to your boyfriend or girlfriend different way.
Yes.
I think I'll add on there one thing I like, mind you take probably a habit like this. I like to hear what the attendee today just mentioned that my name is this, and I'm a doctor who look after your son or them. I think it's a nicer way than just jump in and say, I'm the doctor this and I'm cardiologist. Something a bit more, more modesty. So my name is I'm usually I tell my patient my name is I'm the gynecologist to do the case. It's a nicer way than just straight away to tell you are the doctor, and nice way. But also when you talk about medic, I like to go back to basics. When I might ask you, when you said you prescribe aspirin, we ask you how aspirin work. You sometimes give you a bit, incentive to go back to to learn the basic medicine again, how aspirin work in the chain of prostaglandin or inflammatory reaction. You probably could always we go back to look, what we might forget, you've been practicing for so long. But if you don't know how aspirin work, and probably you might be mumbling along, blah, 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 this. If you know how antibiotic work and how this work, and probably go back to a little basic, we got time to look through that and learn from. And I'm sorry about the other candidate, the other one before you. We were a bit unprofessional when we laughed on, if you look at video again, we didn't mean to laugh at you. Just I think the way you look so nice. You probably that's not your personality, but I think I agree with Dr. Winter. And we apologize. You've been laughed, on the video. When you look back again, we didn't mean that. So Dr. Winter maybe said because you're nervous and the way you're expressing, a little bit would feel so intimidation. I'm not sure that not your personality. Just don't take it too serious. We just, a little bit fun today. That's all.
Thực ra là đợt tới là mình sẽ trình ca lâm sàng, thì lúc đó thì họ làm bên nhóm là mình trình ca lâm sàng như thế nào, rồi đó là giống như là ví dụ một bạn đã là
I like to, even though I'm teaching a lot of students, I've seen, I'm teaching a lot of the doctor who try to requalify. You don't need to ask me only, obstetric gynecology. You can ask me a question about, the medical or surgical. I'm still know a little bit about it. So if you need to send us the question first, and Quyên, Minh, Dr. Như, and all that, we still have some, knowledge about how to handle different cases, not just only one specialty. Just send us, and we'll, we choose whatever, and you do the case. I'm sure I want you to do before you do it. I have to go back to template, the taking history. You have to do precisely. When you present for professional, you have to be precise, because if you do jump from one place to another, probably not a very good way to do it. Just go back to look at template, how to take in history, how to do investigation, look at a couple of, I'm going to send you a few, like summary, how we present the case in the meeting. And you can see that use that template and go through. Silent, open lamp.
I mean, should we give you guys like a couple of chief complaints? You guys can work on that, or you guys have your own. Should we give you guys a chief complaint? Like for me, maybe palpitation or chest pain or shortness of breath or fluid overload or something, or so you guys can work on that, or you have some case that you already have in mind that you want to just present to us.
I think that the thing that might be, Quyên, it might be like you do grand round, when they present the case, this is Mr. B, I present the casualty today with the chest pain, he blah, 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 and your investigation show this, and my, preliminary diagnosis this, what is my treatment? Something like basically in the grand round, and we just explore further from there.
Yeah, I think it's more practical for them to present their own case. But and Dr. Ho, maybe you send them the template on the questions so that they can gather all the data. And then, we focus on presenting during the meeting rather than go back and questioning where did you ask it, did you ask that? Then, maybe it's easier. And then we can move on to how to summarize the case, make a capsule, present it in different versions from the card flipping to the capsule to present to radiologists, for example. It's just different way to present one case. So just make sure they get all the information for a complete case. And then like Dr. Newdo suggests, we may spend like 30 minutes for a case to really go into details how to present a case in different formats.
We can try that next time. But I'd like to make sure that we try, we should focus more on the medical speaking, because that's the goal of this class. I'd like you guys to focus on that technique medical speaking, and this is week 8 already. I see a lot of improvements from the very beginning to today, but we like to see more. We like to see you more confident. We like to feel more natural when you talk to your patients. Okay, so let's do that, and we'll meet again next week.
Yeah, so send the case first so that we may have some time to work on. I may need to refresh my medical knowledge also. So yeah, don't
hot đi.
And I think one thing that as a pediatrician, I think you guys should practice the consultant line, and this is what some of you should say, because if you pick up the phone and you talk to Dr. Queen about a cardiac case, and you talk to Dr. Ho, you don't have many minutes. If someone call me and they present about 20 minutes, I just hang up. Well, I don't hang up. I say, can you give me my number? Then I politely, because I see that sometimes the intern, I mean, the worst one is not the intern. The worst one is usually the medical student. A medical student give me every single thing about social history, 2-time divorce, like, oh my God, this is such a long line list. And then they follow that format. And when they finish, I already forgot what is the reason for consult. So I think for your case, you should learn how to ask your colleagues and discuss. This is like to your specialist and go back and forth, because sometimes we talk to you guys too. And I think that will be challenging, because here we have a panel of both generalists and then specialists. And we can give you feedback from both ends, because a lot of time we can see that and we complain that not enough, but not too long. So why don't we try that in the last few weeks, okay? And next week you talk about that. But the last 1 or 2 weeks, let's talk about how to ask for help. You call Dr. Ho and then say, Dr. Ho, I have a case here of 29 years old lady. She's G3P1 and she's 34 weeks and she's dilating. What should I do? Something like that. And then Dr. Ho will ask you, and then you answer that, okay? It just gives you a real life situation. Or Dr. Queen, before anything, and you said EKG changing ST segment on V2 to V4, and then Dr. Queen will ask you something really weird. Can you look up on the mirror or something like that, and you have no idea and that's what real life is, okay? And I think that people will give you feedback on how to communicate with your colleagues. Yes.
You just missed the case when I was on the phone. Actually, the way that my registrar rang me to ask me about the case, I wish we could, that put on live, we should see how the way he speak and how the way I give instruction and how we come up with it, the management plan. Take only a few minutes and we done it. See,
yeah.
That way I didn't think about that. I might put on live. That's a quite interesting case.
Yeah, and Dr. Ho mentioned just a few minutes, but it's so concise, okay? Just like you describe an animal. Think about it. You describe a car or describe a beauty of a lady, but in very few sentences, okay? You don't have to go on and tell it, but you say very few lines. And then in Dr. Mindell, imagination, it come out as a beautiful girl, something like that. Or Dr. Mindell, it's an arrhythmia, like congenital, something like that. So that's a technique, right? That's an art that I think that would be interesting. Okay.
We get already.
Okay.
Hot day.
All right. So the rest of this class, I let the entertainment system.
No.
And the class. I turned off the system, so you guys.
My daughter online, so now I'm gonna do it.
Christine, I think you're okay with your father, right? Singing. She's okay. She get up.
No. All right. Good. Thank you.
Bye. See you guys next week.
Okay. See you guys.
Okay. Bye. Take care.